Hello Swapper Shoppers! On today's video I'm reviewing Walker's Ready Salted Crisps versus Lidl Snacktastic Crisps. These are £1.50 for a pack of 6, but these are only 85p for a similar pack of 6. So I'm going to put them against each other and see which one truly is best value for money. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Walker's ones because everyone loves Walker's crisps, you can't go wrong. So £1.50 for 6 packets. So I'm going to get a pack out of there, and I'll also get a pack out of the Snacktastic. Apologies for all the rustling, but like crisp packets are just so noisy. You can always tell when someone's eating crisps. Okay, so here's the packets next to each other. So we firstly need to decide which one is best value based on how much you actually get. Now, you get 25 grams per packet in the Snacktastic and 25 grams in the Walker's, which is surprising because sometimes these have a little bit less, but they do feel like less because they're usually quite small crisps, whereas these are not large crisps, but at least you get a few solid, actual crisps rather than broken up shreds of crisps. So on to calories next. The Walker's crisps are 130 calories and the Snacktastic crisps are 139 calories. Now if you've noticed on the channel, if you watched the previous videos, is that for some reason some of the cheaper products usually have a little bit more sugar, a little bit more salt and a little bit more calories. Surprisingly, I don't understand why. I don't really understand why they do that, because generally speaking, you'd expect these to be more fattening because they've got more products in, more preservatives and all sorts of additives and things. Whereas these ones, you'd expect these are pretty much just plain potatoes with a bit of salt on. But weirdly, they have more calories. So maybe they taste better. Let's get opening and give them a try. So I'm going to start with the Walker's crisp because everyone loves a Walker's crisp. I haven't had Ready Salted in quite a long time. I think, is this the nation's favourite, Ready Salted? Let me know if you like Ready Salted in the comments. I mean, yeah, they smell pretty salty. I mean, ultimately we need to determine the salt as well. 0.34 grams and 0.25 grams. So these should be a lot saltier. Let's get a decent sized crisp, if we can actually find one. I mean, that's probably as big as you're going to get. Okay. Nice crunch. Quite a lot of salt, as you'd expect. It's Ready Salted crisps. Ready sausages. Ready sausages. It's Ready Salted crisps. And surely, these can't be much different, right? Now, I've tried... What did I try before? I've tried some other Ready Salted crisps on the channel. It's quite a while ago, though. Ooh. Oh, okay. These look a lot more like Salt and Shake. You know, with Salt and Shake crisps, you have to obviously shake it in the packet yourself. But you find that all the salt kind of sticks to the inside. You probably won't be able to see. But there's little speckles of salt around the edges, which, I mean, there's less salt in it. So that means the crisps are going to be pretty bland. I do notice, though, that they're surprisingly not broken up. Although you do find, actually, because they're the lesser brand crisps, you will get a few stragglers that look like they've been a little bit overdone. I don't mind them, they just look like they're overdone. Okay, so this should taste just as good, right? 85p. Let's give it a try. It's too big to even fit in my mouth. I'm not putting it on. There's a really weird taste to that. I can't put my finger on it. It just tastes overcooked. Now, I would assume the way that they get these cheaper, considering they're just both potatoes with a bit of salt on it, come on, a bit of olive oil or something. I think, when the potatoes and things go on like a conveyor belt at factories, and there's always them potatoes that are like, they're not perfect, right? They'll just do. A bit like wonky veg at the supermarket. This is wonky veg crisps, basically. They're all the all the potatoes, I should say, that have gone down the conveyor belt. They're like, it's not perfect enough for Walker's, but it'll do, and it's perfect as a crisp. I think these are the potatoes. I mean, if I try this one that's slightly overdone, slightly browner. Yeah. It's fine. I actually quite like it because it gives it a bit of a different taste. Obviously, it leaves quite an aftertaste because it's slightly overdone, but it's nice. Let me try back to Walker's again. Okay. What I'm getting at is that the Walker's ones, they do taste saltier. They have a thicker cut crisp, ever so slightly, but there is a lot more crunch to it, a lot more bite, and they're a lot more even. Now, every crisp looks the exact same colour. They do vary in size, of course, but you know what you're getting. With these ones, it's a lot more hit and miss. There's some that are really salty, some that have basically no salt on, some that are slightly darker in colour, and some that are pale, and loads of salt around the edge of the bag, so it's a bit like Salt and Shake. But I mean, for pretty much half the price, can you really complain? I mean, apart from the fact that it goes all over you when you eat it. So, what would I actually do? Would I keep with the Walkers, or would I change to the Snacktastics? I have to say, I think Snacktastics on a day-to-day basis, absolutely fine. If you just want to fill your store cupboards, absolutely fine. Fill them with Snacktastic crisps, 85p, can't go wrong. If you fancy a treat, like if you're getting a meal deal, of course, or you want to make your own meal deal, if you're going out for a picnic, for example, you just want, a nice sandwich, bag of crisps, can of pop or something, definitely go with the Walkers, because I think you'll enjoy them. They're a bit more of a treat, aren't they? They're not luxury, they're just crisps. They're just potatoes in a pack with a bit of salt on. Can't go wrong. But there is enough difference that these are considered a little bit more premium, of course. But these are absolutely fine. If you can, try and change to these. Give them a try, and if you haven't already, let me know in the comments what you think of them, because you know what? They're perfectly fine. If you want to see more videos where I've reviewed similar types of products, then check out the channel down below, because what you'll find is a series of videos where I've done cheap versus expensive, and you'll be pretty surprised at some of the results. If you've got any suggestions of what you want me to try next, please leave them down below as well, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video. Ciao for now.